Hello and welcome back to bets.com.au betting preview. It is the NRL grand final that we're hitting today. It's Jez and Ryan from the bets.com.au. We write game previews, we try and bet, we try and tip. Sometimes we're good at it, Jez, sometimes we're not good at it.
Yeah, but that's the whole thrill of it. Yeah, it's just as much the kick when you lose, the kick when you win. Wouldn't be fun if you won all the time, right? Would it? But
No, that's it.
grand final, it's a beast. The grand final, you want to follow your brains and follow the numbers, but you know what? When it's the big show, maybe nothing matters. Bet with your heart, bet with your brain. I think you've got just as good a chance of winning and losing either way. So it's all about having fun. Do it with a smile on your face, like we have to say. Happy punting's the line I throw out all the time, right?
That's
So
it.
that's the important thing.
So we're just like you out there. We win some, we lose some, even though we do it for work. But this episode, the idea is to find the best picks, the best tips, and best odds and value for the NRL Grand Final. Try and point you in the right direction. Head over to bets.com.au. We have a full list of Aussie bookmakers there with some reviews. And also, we're going to find the best odds for these little things that we are picking out today. Going to hit winners and margins, first and anytime try scorers, and then round it out with the Clive Churchill Medal. Maybe not always going to see eye to eye, Jez and I, on these ones, but we're hopefully going to find some good value for the punters. First and foremost, if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, do it now. And we want to hear your picks as well. So put them in the comments. Let us roast you like you roast us.
Yeah. Yeah. Cop the hiding with the Panthers game last week. There was plenty of Broncos supporters out there, I'll tell you that much. But,
Yeah. All right.
I mean, they got lucky. They got lucky. I got unlucky.
Winner and margin, Jez. And I've put the question here, is there any value on a Melbourne 13 plus scoreline? The basis of this question to you is I looked back to 2019. Now, Melbourne obviously have been a perennial finals contender. Craig Bellamy into his 11th grand final. They've been part of 10 of the last 11 prelims, or now 11 of the last 12. 11, one of those numbers. Anyway, a fuckload of prelims and a fuckload of grand finals. They have an astounding average win margin in finals. It's like 17 or something points. Their average win margin this season was 19 points. So, Jez, are you getting value on a 13 plus Melbourne winning margin?
Hold that thought. Value. You're definitely getting value.
Value makes you sneeze.
Yeah. All the money tingling in the end of my nose is making me sneeze. All those dollar signs just rushing up. Look, it's absolutely. I think if you're backing Melbourne, I think you have to have a little bit of a double on the 13 plus. I think we're pretty much on a consensus here that if Brisbane are going to win the game, it's going to be more of this tight grind. They might have to do what they did against Penrith and find a way to win at the death and struggle through. But Melbourne, you can see them kicking on, and they're experts at putting teams to bed. They don't like to hang around so much. So I think that's why they've got such a prolific 13-plus record. Craig Bellamy's very smart. You know what happens to teams if you can't put them away, especially in finals, because teams get a second win, a superhuman effort, like they're being crushed by a truck, and they find a way to push themselves out and snag a win. That's what finals footy is all about. So put them to bed early. I think if Melbourne are going to win, I think if Melbourne win, they win 13 plus. So I'm gonna be confident. I'm gonna sell that one straight up and go, they're going to win 13 plus. There's definitely value, definitely worth it.
Well, the best thing about stats is you can almost cherry pick. So I'm just looking now at grand final results through the years. How many have been 13 plus? Only one of the Panthers' final wins was a 13 plus. The one against Parramatta, 28-12. Otherwise, 8 points against the Storm last year, 2 points against the Broncos, 2 points against the Rabbitohs. You have to go back to the Roosters beating the Storm in 2018. It was a 21-6 game for a 13+. Melbourne had beat the Cowboys by a 13+ margin the year before, and then a couple in a row, 2013, 2014 as well. So there is some sort of trend available. Like, it's not like all grand finals are 1-12, but Melbourne, they were part of their last, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The last 5 grand finals that Melbourne have played in, 2 of them were 13+, and I think the 2 that they won. No, 1 they won. Anyway, who gives a fuck?
Also
13+.
plowing through some of the statistics here, and you know what? Like the record for Melbourne versus Brisbane is pretty dominant, right? It's 14-2 or 12-2 in their last 14 since 2019. And let's just pick one here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of those have been by 13+, and like massive. Like I'm talking more like 20+ than 13+ in all of those victories. So when Brisbane have beaten them, they beat them by 16, but that was when Jahrome Hughes was out in the last round of this one. Otherwise, it was a 2-point win. No, I lie. A 26-point win actually for Brisbane. They held Melbourne to 0 at Suncorp, but game's not at Suncorp. It's at a court. So I think there's some pretty big wins. Melbourne can put up a lot of points against Brisbane. That's the key trend in this one. And I've been writing that on my actual game preview where we give our best 3 tips. That's what it was all about. It's about Melbourne and their scoring more than anything else, because they can put up points and they can put up points against Brisbane.
And there are some varied numbers out. I'm just looking at some different bookies available now. You're getting pretty varied odds between 350 and 375 for that Melbourne 13+. So click on the link in this description to head over to the article connected to this video, and you're going to get the best odds for that number right there. If you're going to go Brisbane, you're going to go 1-12. It has to be, right?
Yeah.
Melbourne don't get blown out in a grand final.
I don't know. Like, anything's possible in a grand final, but the narrative would be that it's going to be more of a defensive game. Brisbane will turn it into a more defensive game, get on top of Melbourne's attack, and then take their chances. But both teams have, can be pretty solid in defence as well. But you would just think that if Brisbane, you don't see Melbourne getting blown out. Melbourne have too much class, too much attacking strike to not stay with Brisbane if they were going to start scoring points, and the game was to open up.
Yeah. If you want to get a bit more deeper into our preview of this game, there are a couple of videos out here on the Bets channel. Jez has done the game preview, a couple of minute video there, just getting into the stats, the deep stuff. And then we did a video on ahead of the game with Joel from League of Inches, where we spent 30, 40 minutes really breaking apart the game, looking at matchups between Reece Walsh and Jahrome Hughes, Melbourne's defense in final series. So we'll whack that in the description as well if you want to get a more in-depth preview of the game. Here it's top level stuff, it's betting, it's odds, it's where we feel more at home. So that's once again, you're getting around 340 as the best number for a Brisbane 1-12 on that margin. But yeah, Jez, I'm probably going to have a play on the 13+ for Melbourne as there. I think the value you get there, considering the trends that are available and that we've seen with Melbourne, I think that's a great value number on that one. The money line doesn't really interest me for any of them. Maybe put it together in a same game multi with a couple of try scorers. But otherwise, I think do you feel the line is worth maybe having a look at, or what do you feel there?
No, not particularly. I think the line's at 2.5 to the Storm. Like we said, we don't expect it to be close if the Storm win, and we are leaning more towards the Storm with that strong head-to-head record and strong finals record. So, yeah.
You're paying a bit of juice on the Broncos 2.5 there. So if you want to look at the line, then I think again, with the trends of the winning margins that you've seen in finals and grand finals and between these two teams, I'd be more on Melbourne Storm. You're getting a bit better value paying them rather than paying the juice on Brisbane.
Yeah. Yeah. Fair enough. Like, but I don't know if you're a Brisbane supporter, you're taking the money line. Do you think, or are
Yeah,
you just
100%.
sticking to the 1-12 because you're not expecting them to blow them out?
I mean, I think it really depends on how much risk you're willing to take in to receive the value. 215 on the money line is what I'm looking at now on play up, and you then go to 340 for a 1-12. I think the
Nice.
money line probably presents a little bit better value there because you never know at the end of the grand final what can happen in the last minute. If you're in front, then the other team maybe just gives up that final play, and it could be the difference between a 10-point victory or a 14-point victory, which we saw, I guess, in the reverse in the Sharks game against Melbourne, with Cronulla scoring right at the end, bringing that margin back and
Yeah.
declining the kick at goal. So um, the money line, I think, is a safer option if you're on the Brisbane bandwagon, but the line of 2.5
Your
for
line is two
Melbourne,
and a half.
yeah.
Yeah,
All right, let's move
absolutely.
on to try scorers, and we got a bit of info here. So the Brisbane Broncos both teams played 26 games up until this point, 24 regular season and 2 finals. Brisbane scored first 14 times. Melbourne scored first 18 times. And there are some players that do stick out for Brisbane. Gemet Shibasaki 4 times. He scored the first try. Katoni Staggs 2 times. Not really anyone else that stuck out there. A few other plays. Reece Walsh was in there. I think maybe Adam Reynolds scored one. A couple of forwards. But for Melbourne, Jez, Eli Katoa scored the first
Yeah.
try on 5 occasions this year for Melbourne. And Ryan Pappenhuyzen 3 times. So some pretty good offers there, or some pretty good players to look at.
Yeah,
Who are you
and some
kind of?
good value there with the Melbourne guys as well, because they're not like you're getting like around $11 for Paps. And think Elisa Katoa, like that go-to play if it's a short ball or if it's a chip up, like a low kick on the line, getting $13 for that. So like that's great. Like it's definitely, you're gonna have a few. How many first try scorers do you usually like throw on? Maybe 4 or 5 if you're bullshitting, because it's more like 8. You're definitely going to have those guys in there. I think you have to. Both Paps and Elisa Katoa have to be there. And then yeah, it's the huge Xavier Coates, and like he's the favorite. Well, like $1.50 shorter than anybody else, but for good reason, I think.
He actually scored 2 tries in their round 23 game against Brisbane.
Mm,
Oh, excuse me. It wasn't the first try, but it was the last try. So, but
mm,
still gets across the line. But you can definitely see them maybe building that pressure, and if they can't get through the line with an inside pass or a short pass, then maybe going to the air. Xavier Coates likely to be the first option there.
yeah. Are you gonna have a stab on any doubles?
Nah, it's so hard. Like I think that, it kind of goes against my Melbourne 13 plus, but I feel the game could be low scoring.
Mm,
In the game preview, I tipped at 18-16 to Melbourne. That's really, there's no basis for that prediction other than my gut feeling. Our predictive modelling has 30 points to 20 in favour of Melbourne. In that
mm,
case, there should be a lot of tries. Eli Katoa, Ryan Pappenhuyzen, Xavier Coates have scored doubles this year. I think, Coates is probably the guy that has the better ability to score multiple tries. If there's going to be
mm.
those long kind of backline plays or kicking plays, the opportunity for him to score multiple is probably greater.
Yeah. Yeah, it is tough. Like, I don't know. I can see this game producing pretty much that scoreline that the predictive modelling is saying. I think last year, I'm pretty sure with the predictive modelling that we had, we come extremely close. That and also in the AFL. So I like to trust that when it comes to this big game for some reason. And I think like I can see there being a little bit of a shootout period there where both teams sort of go a little bit blow for blow a while. So I don't know. I am a little bit partial on. Yeah, I think Ryan Pappenhuyzen's going to have a big game. I think all eyes are on the opposite fullback, and I think you're just gonna see Paps pop up a bit. Like he
His
scores
support
through
play is
like
so good.
yeah, he scores through like backline plays, but he's also seems to have a knack to just pick up a loose ball, like something that's bounced off the post or a knock on in the air, and all of a sudden it comes to Paps because he's just there. He's a dog. He's a little mongrel, like. And that's what you need if you're going to score multiple tries in a grand final, I think. So I don't know. At 850, that's pretty nice.
Oh, 850 for 2 tries for Paps.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh. Where are you getting that?
Huh? Player.
Player. Good.
Over at
Good
player.
stuff.
Alesi Katoa at $11 there as well. So
Like I think
because everyone's also
even
talking
Xavier
about
Coates
yeah.
as an anytime try scorer at 185 is still fantastic
Yeah.
value.
Yeah. Yeah. 100%.
He scored 20 tries this year. Like, come on.
Yeah.
What about, we've been pretty Melbourne heavy. Katoa Staggs, Jez,
Yeah.
one for the Brisbane boys. He has been a mongrel in the second half of this season. And it feels
Yeah.
like when he turns it on, he's almost unstoppable on that right edge. And Melbourne maybe don't have a lot of, you can't say that Melbourne are weaker on one edge or the other, but it doesn't matter when it's Katoa Staggs because that guy can break through tackles like they're rice paper.
Yeah. And yeah, his try scoring record, like he's really come on. It's sort of he's found his best form, like when he was playing Origin. It feels like he's in that same type of, at that same level, if not even better than what he was sort of a few years ago when he was pushing for Origin selection. Scored 8 tries in his last 8 games.
Woof.
So yeah. So he's scored in 6 of his last 8, but he's had 2 doubles. 2 games he didn't score. Melbourne Storm, both of them.
Ooh. But I think here it's going to be difficult because they're going to be focusing so much on shutting down Reece Walsh and Adam Reynolds and Ezra Mann when he comes on. It's like, how do you also then shut down Katoa Staggs? Because those things can't all be done at the same time.
No, that right side is gonna like that can be the difference for Brisbane, and it could be where all the shot comes. I think playing down that right side. I think Dean Mariner plays on the outside there, outside of Staggs, and he's also been in extremely good form. He's held out Jesse Arthurs, who has also been a good try scorer for Brisbane through patches this year. And I think that side with Reece Walsh running down there, like it could be that's where the game is like won or lost. I think for Brisbane.
Found this market now on PlayUp. It's pretty cool. It's you get an anytime try scorer together with a margin. So it's a same game multi essentially, but already picked out for you. Katoa Staggs and Brisbane to win 1-12. You get 31 times your money there. And the other one that I looked at was Eli Katoa and
just for them to
Storm
win 1-12. 1-12 and Staggs.
Yeah. 31. Whack that in. Yeah. That's going to be in this article because that's a great bet.
Put a dollar on that for sure.
Eli Katoa and Melbourne 13 plus was 26 as well. So some good odds there you're getting from play up around try scorers and margins. Do we need to say anything else about try scorers here, Jestifer?
No, not really. Jahrome Hughes. I've been throwing it around in every show, in everything. He's scored 12 tries in 12 and a half matches against Brisbane Broncos in his career. So saw what he did straight up last week against the Sharks. So he could also be a good little value try scorer pick.
Another market here, first, second, or third try scorer. Jahrome Hughes, 650.
Oof. There you go.
No. It's going to be a fantastic weekend for these exotic markets.
Yeah.
You got to
Go
get
really
in the
good or really
exotics when
bad.
it's grand final.
Yeah, love it.
You have to.
Yeah,
You
you
don't put a
have
lot
to.
on, just a little dabble, a little sprinkle, and on these exotics, just to make it interesting and keep the fun going all through the
Yeah.
game.
Like betting a roughie at the races. If
Yeah,
you hit one, pays for your day.
exactly. Clive Churchill Medal is a contentious, always contentious subject. The last game when Penrith beat Melbourne, Liam Martin, second rower, only the second rower since Craig Fitzgibbon in 02. So Luke Lewis,
Wow.
that Sharks
Mm.
win in 2016. And then it was, Craig Fitzgibbon back in 02 for the Roosters. So second rowers are light on this medal. There's been a truckload of halfbacks. Obviously, Nathan Cleary picked up 2. Jonathan Thurston in that 2015. Cooper Cronk, Daly Cherry Evans won the medal in a losing grand final side. We all remember that one.
Yeah.
Um,
Whiten as well. Was Whiten playing
5'8".
the 6? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when they lost to the Roosters.
So was it the Cherry Evans one also the Roosters, wasn't it? Yeah. So the Roosters been dudded twice.
Wow, that's the price they pay for breaking the salary cap every year.
It's crazy. But I like your little spiel. We spoke again about the game preview that we have on ahead of the game. We'll link it in the description where we dive deeper into the game. But Jahrome Hughes, I think, is a really good pick for Clive Churchill Medal. He was the Daily M winner last year. Has just been fantastic when he's been on the field this season. He when he plays, the Storm score double the amount of points that they score without him. That's a great stat that you dug up. And obviously, as I said, the halfback pedigree of this medal just lends itself to Jahrome Hughes picking this one up. You get him at 650. I found here on PlayUp.
Yeah. Yeah, I think definitely for Melbourne, he's like a big pick. It can, it could be Munster, can be Harry Grant. Did you have some numbers on hookers winning? And don't often win. Hooker often doesn't win the Dally M either. But I
No,
think
so
I don't
only
know.
the last hooker to win was Sean Berrigan for the Broncos in 06. Luke Prittis before that 03 for the Panthers.
Yeah, but I think I don't know for Brisbane. I was trying to think. Okay, who played the best in that game against the Panthers? And I don't think you can look past Payne Haas. I think if you're backing someone from Brisbane for the Clive Churchill, I think Payne Haas is just like that. His battle with Stefano is going to be defining as well in this matchup, and sort of whoever wins that and like wins that forward battle, obviously with those two guys leading it, is gonna make waves for their team to win the game. So I think Payne Haas was just phenomenal. He just does a truckload of work. He tackled, I think in the first half he made like 26 tackles and 2 hit ups, and then it just went the opposite in the second half. He was just a hit up machine and causing problems for Penrith, and had a little bit of a less defensive role. So definitely a key guy for Brisbane, I think, in this match, and he could be one that steals it from the forward pack if Brisbane get up.
So he's equal favourite, what I can see here across the bookmaker I'm looking at, with Reece Walsh. Haas played 23 games this year, 3 tries, 125 tackle breaks. His average hit up or average post contact meters 1,562, so 15.6, 70 offloads, 800 tackles at a 98.5% tackle efficiency. The dude is just a monster, and the running meters average is 168 run meters per game. Just a monster. The only thing against him there, Jez, a prop. Willie Mason, 04, the last Clive Churchill winner from. Oh no, sorry, Brent Kite missed that one. 08. But it's been a long time coming for a prop.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe they're due.
Okay, so if Payne Haas wins this award, what's the scoreline? Is it a grinding kind of 8-6 to
Yeah.
Brisbane, or is it a
Yeah, definitely. Because I think if you're producing a lot of points, all of a sudden all the focus is going to go towards the halves or either the creators or the scorers. Usually the creator. So I think, yeah, if it's becoming a defensive grinding battle, then you have to look. It's like Origin. It's when you see those games where a forward wins man of the match, it's usually because of they're making 40 tackles and 20 hit ups in a game that's been an absolute battle in the trenches. So that's, I don't know, for me that's the game that you feel Brisbane sort of want to play a little bit and then be able to expand into their backs and use a bit of their unpredictability with Reece Walsh and Tony Staggs. So that's how I think Brisbane want to play. And that's why I think Payne Haas is a good pick.
All right. Anything else about Clive, or we good there? We've exhausted that one. Let's round it out with good old same game multi. Top picks to make us rich. And I think we go 2 picks each. So a 4-legger. Or we go one.
We're doing a multi for the boys. Is this our multi for Sunday or what?
Oh, yeah,
we're doing
why
this.
not?
Yeah, we do this
Maybe
live.
Is it 3 legs and then a margin, like 1 leg each of whatever, and then we decide on a third, like winning margin or something? How do we do it?
We both pick a try scorer, so we have 2 try scorers, and we do something with a margin and something with a total.
Okay. So we like the over.
I like the over. I did have some over stats here, but I cheated a little bit because the over under for the actual game total is 40.5. And if
Not
you take
here, a 39.5.
Oh, perfect. Then we're in the money for the over because looking at Melbourne Brisbane games, I was trying to cheat a bit because it was a lot of Melbourne Brisbane games have finished like this season with 40 points. But Brisbane games by 40 points or more, 20 of 26 games have finished 40 more. Melbourne, 18 of 26. So it's very, very heavily in the favor of over 40 points. So it's either that or go back to my match preview, more confident Melbourne are going to score points, and their team total was 21.5.
Mm-hmm.
So do you think, it
Well,
sort of gives you a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of a leeway. You don't, like, if it's going to go over, Melbourne are going to score over 21.5. But it
do
could
we
stay under because Melbourne could win 30 to, I don't know, I'll say 28 to 10 or something, and
do we like the Melbourne team total then better than Melbourne 13 plus?
I think in a multi, yes.
Okay.
Because I think we could take the match line at 2.5.
Melbourne, what was it, 21.5?
Yeah.
Okay. Melbourne over 21.5. I put in Eli Katoa as my try scorer.
All right. We take one from Brisbane and take Katoa Staggs to break that duck against Brisbane.
Okay. And
I hope this hits.
what's going on here? There we go. And are we going to do the game total over? Or
the whole game total?
Yeah, or what's the fourth one then?
Or the team total for Melbourne.
Yeah, I've done that already.
Then we take Melbourne minus 2.5.
Okay. All right. Melbourne minus 2.5. Eli Katoa and Katoa Staggs, anytime try scorers, and Melbourne over 21.5 is the same game multi, getting $12. Play up. Lock it in.
Lock it in. Lock it in, Eddie. There's the winning multi right there. It was so simple. Felt so. It
Yeah.
was good to do it live. I think we just on the spot, get it done.
Don't have to think
No
too
fucking
much.
about. Don't overthink it. That's
Exactly.
the key. That's the key.
All right. Subscribe and follow. Head over to bets.com.au. We're going to put a heap of links in the description so you can check out the articles to get the best odds, the best numbers, and the best picks for the upcoming NRL Grand Final. And of course, keep following the Bets channel all summer long for cricket, NBL, NBA coming shortly as well. And
NFL.
Loads of sports.
Might even dabble some NHL. You know,
Oh, yeah.
got to keep it interesting.
That's it, baby. All right. Bet responsibly this weekend. Don't forget, 18 plus. And what else do you have to say? Think about what you could be buying instead of that money.
Yeah, that's like beers.
Bye.
Bye-bye.